On the big stock of the day, that's going to be Kotak Mahindra Bank. And we have Sriram, Vice President of IIFL Securities, who joins us to give us his quick analysis. Hi, Sriram. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Well, it appears Kotak Mahindra Bank management itself, they have come out with their disclosures a little sooner than what they normally do. So the odds are that MSCI rejig does take place. Give us a brief idea about what that rejig could be, what could the flows be, and how does it compare with an average?
Hey, hi, Nigel. Good morning. So in a very important development which happened yesterday late evening, Kotak Mahindra Bank released its March 23 quarterly shareholding. So in terms of shareholding, the entire street was glued to the absolute foreign holding, because Kotak, when it got added in November 2020, it had a room of less than 25%, but greater than 50%. So it was added with an adjustment factor of half. Now, subsequently, what has changed, Nigel, after yesterday's shareholding disclosure is the room has opened up about 25%. If one dwells into the MSCI methodology framework for the stocks that are part of the index, if the room opens about 25%, there is an upward revision in the adjustment factor. So Kotak should see its adjustment factor getting revised upwards from half to 1. So this should translate into an inflow event for Kotak Mahindra Bank in the May 23 QCIR. We extrapolate inflows to the tune of $750 to $800 million, which is almost 7.5 to 8 days ADV. It's a very significant event for Kotak per se.
And Sriram, typically this increase in the holding from 0.5 to expected 1, does that happen in one go? Will the entire change reflect in the May MSCI revision? Or will it be staggered?
Yeah. So in terms of MSCI framework, this will be implemented in a single tranche.
Okay. Okay. And what about other indices? So MSCI is likely to, raise the, weightage, and therefore we will see inflows for those funds benchmarked to MSCI. What about the others like FTSE, etc.? Does it open up headroom anywhere else?
So, Reema, in terms of FTSE, Kotak got added in the March semi-annual review. So in terms of FTSE framework, Kotak Mahindra Bank was part of FTSE indices at some point in time, I guess around 2017-18. But it eventually got deleted because of lack of foreign room. So as per FTSE framework, it will happen over next 10 to 12 reviews, and in each review, 5% float will get added in Kotak. So in terms of Kotak for FTSE, it will be an inflow event of $80 to $90 million each review. So let's say in the June review, it will increase again, September, December, so on and so forth.
Okay, got that. So that's the expectation for the FTSE review. Sriram, good morning. I had a question on what the future of the share price could be, irrespective of this news flow. Of course, there will be more money coming in, so logically the stock will go up. But the overhang has really been because of the CEO transition, right? I mean, they haven't put in place a new CEO. Their Kotak's term expires in December. So do you think that overhang will keep the stock under pressure, and perhaps this underperformance that it's seen compared to its peers is something that could continue?
Yeah, hi, Sonia. Good morning. Sonia, so I will shy away from commenting on the fundamental aspects and other technical aspects because I'm not an expert in that domain. But yeah, in terms of an alternative perspective, there is definitely the fund positioning is on the lower side in Kotak. Be it active funds, right? Both FPIs as well as domestic funds. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So in terms of positioning, it's on the lighter side. Now, this liquidity event might act as a catalyst that will compel the active funds to calibrate their positioning in Kotak.
Okay. Any other MSCI additions that you're expecting in the May review?
Yeah, so MSCI will be announcing the results of the May 23 QCIR on 11th May, 12th May, early India Standard Time. It will be out around about 3:30 a.m. So my list of expectations of potential inclusions include Hindustan Aeronautics and Power Finance. This will be the highest probability names from my side. KKC is almost there in terms of the framework. KKC is part of the small cap index currently. It's at the upper end of the small cap buffer and lower end of the standard buffer. So the price action will be important in the run up to the cutoff date for KKC. So KKC will be a medium probability inclusion candidate for me. In terms of deletion, I expect a deletion of Indus Towers in the forthcoming review.
KKC would be Cummins, right?
Cummins, yes. Cummins India Kirloskar. Yeah.
Okay, Sriram, thanks a lot for joining in. Yeah. Go ahead.
Great. Yeah, so there are a couple of weight changes as well, which I'm anticipating on the back of the promoter stake sale that has been. So Indigo will be one, Adani Ports and SEZ will be other. Yeah, Indigo, Indiglobe Aviation, Adani Ports and SEZ will be other, and Motherson, Samvardhana, Motherson as well. For Infosys, I'm expecting a weight reduction because the index provider will be adjusting for the post buyback shares. So I'm expecting a downweighting in Infosys in the review. Forthcoming review.
Okay, so Indigo, Adani Ports, Samvardhan, Motherson and Indigo, what did you say? There'll be an addition, is it?
There will be a weight up. There will be a weight up on the back of flow changes.
Okay, all right, got that. Thanks a lot. Very helpful, actually, to give us all these names. Thanks for joining in, Sriram. Appreciate your thoughts. We need to take a quick break. More on that in a bit. We'll also get our technical experts, Mitesh Thakkar and Sudarshan Sukhani, for some technical trades. Stay tuned.